This is Commander Ashwin Fernandes, retired, who has been serving the Navy for over 25 years. And so, my first question, sir, is why did you decide to join the Navy?
Hi, Johan. At the outset, thank you so much for inviting me for this. I really appreciate your initiative. It's great that you're doing this at this age, and I just hope it's going to be useful for other students who'll be tuning into your channel. Okay, coming to your first question as to why I decided to join the Indian Navy. Like many kids of my age at that time, and like many kids of your age presently, I did look forward to a life in uniform. And I was not very clear of which uniform I wanted to wear, but I was quite clear in the fact that I did want to join the Indian Armed Forces. An opportunity did come my way after I completed my 12th standard to do a BTech in the Indian Navy. And that I was quite fortunate to have got this opportunity, because after my 12th grade, I did have a relatively good percentage. And then I had to give some interviews and appear for something called an SSB. That's a Service Selection Board, which is a period of around 3 days, which is then followed by a medicals. And that allowed me to enter into the Navy. Joining into the Navy, and from what you see on the outside, is it's not everything that what you get on the inside, because that is so much more. It's so much more. It's much more than just the glamour of the uniform or the glamour of bearing arms, but it's more that you get to work in a team. It's more that you get to work in an ecosystem where you have brothers in arms that come from all parts of the country. It's what you get is you get to serve for a purpose. You get to add value into people's lives. You get to sleep well at night after a hard day's work. There are a lot of challenges that you have on a daily basis, and the joy of fulfilling a challenge, doing it as part of a team, the joy of a team. I think all these are aspects which actually I had not even factored in when I opted to serve in the armed forces. But after having joined the armed forces, after having served there, and now while speaking to you, as I speak to you, it's been a little more than 5 years that I've departed from the armed forces, but I still look back fondly at the years that I spent there. And I would recommend this to anyone your age. It's a great opportunity. It's a great life of service. It's a great life of achievement and purpose and commitment. It's a direction that you should look into. It's a direction that you won't regret. And I think you will come out of it wiser, stronger, and I would say a better and all-rounded person.
Amazing. And so, my last question is what general guidance do you have for students on career options?
Yes. So now, as I served there for 25 years, and while I was there for 25 years, I can talk in detail on the Indian Navy. I served in the Indian Navy for 25 years. So I joined in as a cadet, and as a cadet, I did my BTech degree. I did a course in marine engineering, followed by a specialization, and then my first appointment actually in the Indian Navy was on an aircraft carrier, the INS Virat. And after the aircraft carrier, I opted for submarines, and I was fortunate to be selected there. I served initially on board conventional submarines, and in the year 2005, I was selected for our nuclear submarine program. I was fortunate to have been trained in Russia at St. Petersburg as part of the Russian Naval Academy, and eventually was part of the crew that brought our first Indian nuclear submarine, INS Chakra, to India in the year 2012. So it was a wonderful journey for me. I got to go to many places, got to meet many people, different backgrounds, different cultures. But what I would recommend to each and every one of you who's listening is that the armed forces, especially the Indian Navy, gives you the opportunity to operate with cutting edge technologies, the latest and the best technologies. And it actually I would love you to take a look and explore and see how these technologies are employed to the fore in the armed forces. After having served there and now looking back, I would love as a general guidance to those who are keen on pursuing this as a path for future opportunity. I would love to tell them that irrespective of what your specialty is, the armed forces looks at you from the time you are completed your 12th grade. You can opt for joining in as a cadet, where you are trained to get a BTech degree, and from there onwards, you could join in as a technical officer or as a non-technical officer. You could serve on ships and submarines. You could serve in naval aviation. You could also serve in non-technical billets or on billets that are not directly involved with going to sea. Those are the billets with respect to naval aviation, naval armaments, logistics, etc. So it's very, very broad. It's very, very broad. It's very, very fulfilling. You can even join the armed forces after completing your graduation. But preferably that graduation has to be in a field of science, in a field of science and technology. You could do it after doing your BSc, or you could also do it after completing your BTech in fields that are of relevance to the Indian Navy. And you could easily go up to the naval website and take a look at the opportunities that lie ahead of you. But I can assure you that you would get the opportunity to deal with cutting edge technologies, the latest and the best, because those are what are used in the armed forces today.
It's really interesting that technology plays a huge part in the Navy, and I'm sure it appeals to many different students. And so, thank you so much, Commander Ashwin, and good luck.
Thank you so much, Johan, and wish you all the best in your venture.